Hi y'all, Purple Kiss Gym here. This is my second video. So I thought with the second video I would share with you my tips for growing your natural hair. As you can see, I am natural. And I've been natural for 10 plus years. I have big chopped twice. And the first time was when I was transitioning and it was a hot ass mess. I had a dry, nappy, frizzy afro with over-processed ends, and I just said, screw it. So I did the afro for a while, and then when I got to a comfortable length, I finally cut off those processed ends. And then big chop number 2 was about maybe 2.5 years ago, and I'll put a picture right here. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. I was at a point where I wanted some change. I wanted to do something different. So I said, hey, why not try a bob? And I liked it for the first couple of maybe months. But I noticed as the summer came around, I wasn't able to keep up the look. So I went back to my eeny bitty titty little fro. And now 2.5 years later, I am back to the length I was before I big chopped twice. I'm actually a little less than what I was before. And I will do a length check at the end of this video so you can see where I'm at. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into my 6 tips for growing your natural hair. Tip number 1 is lots and lots and lots and lots of water. I can't stress that enough. You have to drink lots of water. Water is vital to your body for a couple of reasons. It's vital to your organs. It's vital to your heart. It's vital to your blood and the blood in your veins and your arteries. And it's also vital to your natural hair. Water helps balance everything in your body, and it also helps flush all the impurities out of your body, which is why you see people who are natural if they drink a lot of water, you will see that they have a healthy sheen to their hair, they have a healthy look to their hair, and you will notice that their skin is also healthy. And that's because water flushes out those toxins, okay? I am a big water drinker. I was not always that way. About maybe 10 years ago, I was a majority soda drinker. I drank nothing but soda or juice, and water was like once in a blue moon. And when I went natural, I also decided that I was going to try to go natural with the things that I ingested. Food has been a little bit of an issue, but I am definitely a big water drinker. I drink about 3 of these a day, and this is about 50 ounces. So right now I drink about 150 ounces of water a day. And this is something that I have learned over time. I've learned to do it, and now it's just kind of second nature. I wake up, I drink some water. I eat, I drink some water. I drink some before I go to bed. So definitely start practicing on this, okay? Tip number 2 is moisture, moisture, moisture. Not only do you want to moisturize your hair from within, but you also want to moisturize it on the outside. And when I say moisturize it on the outside, I am talking about the products that you use. So there are a couple of methods that you can use. There is the LCO method. There is the lock method. There are numerous different methods that you can use. When you go natural, it's all about finding what's going to work for you. The lock method, LOC, is leave-in, oil, and then cream, or something that will lock in the oil for you. There's also the LCO method, which is the leave-in, cream, and then oil. For me, I use the lock method, and this is only because this is what works for me. And the lock-in, like I said, is leave-in, oil, and conditioner. I mean, not conditioner, cream. So I use a leave-in. I use, I'll have to get the name of it. I'll post the product right here when I edit this. And then my oil, I use grapeseed oil. I'll also show a picture of it right here. And then for my C, I use shea butter. I have actually bought some on Amazon.com, and you can definitely find a great variety of shea butter for an actually decent price. So that is what works for me. That is what helps me retain moisture on my hair from the outside. Third tip is always watch your ends. And when I say watch your ends, that means definitely keep track of your ends and make sure that they are not split. Make sure they are not dry. If they start to feel kind of weird, they just don't feel like they're retaining moisture like they should, you should definitely consider clipping them. And when I said clip, that is important because if you go to a salon and you tell them that you want your ends cut, a lot of times there are some stylists who will get scissor happy, and the next thing you know, they are cutting a couple of inches off of your hair. So you always want to say dusted or clipped, okay? For me, I usually try to clip my ends maybe about every 6 months, and that's not on a set schedule. I do it as needed. I don't, have my hair on any particular schedule or regimen, okay? So yes, and then that brings me to my next tip, which is listen to your hair. And when I say listen to your hair, that basically means you want to pay attention to what your hair is telling you. There are some natural hair people out there, natural hair YouTubers, who are on a strict regimen. They are on a strict schedule when it comes to their natural hair. Me, I'm too busy to be on that natural schedule, so I listen to what my hair is telling me. If my hair starts to feel dry and brittle, I do a deep condition. If it feels dirty, of course, I'm gonna wash it. If it needs moisture, then I'm gonna moisturize it. If my ends are starting to feel brittle and dry, I clip them. And it's just as simple as that. So you definitely want to pay attention to your hair. If you try to go on some type of schedule, some unrealistic schedule, then you will find that you start to neglect your hair. And I have found that what works for me is definitely listening to my hair and listening to and just basically feeling it and listening and paying attention to what my hair is telling me. All right. Tip number 5, protective styles, which is something that you will see a lot from me. And whether it's top knots, whether it is mohawks, whether it is twist outs, or whether it is lace fronts. I am a big fan of protective styles, especially during the winter. During the colder months, it's very easy for me to wear lace front wigs or top knots or protective styles because I don't sweat as much. Now, I live in California and I live specifically in the Bay Area, and it gets really hot out here. So I cannot do my lace fronts in the winter. I do a lot of wash and goes, as you can see. This is actually just something that I twisted up. I was actually going to do a twist out, but because I had to leave the house pretty quickly, I just kind of impromptu did 3 big twists, 2 on the side, 1 in the front. I let it sit for a little while, and then I blow dried it, and then I just kind of frizzed it out. So yes, my hair is frizzy, but that was on purpose, okay? I definitely, I particularly like the frizzy curly look. For me, it works. All right. And then tip number 6, accept your hair type. I cannot stress that one enough. A lot of people think that when they go natural, they are going to end up with curly, luxurious, shiny hair that has typically been known as good hair. I cringe when I say that because I despise that. I despise hearing someone say you have good hair. All hair is good, whether it is coarse, whether it's nappy, whether it's frizzy, whether it's curly, whether it's wavy, whether it's straight. All hair is beautiful. All hair is good hair. Okay, so I definitely discourage using that word. But anyway, for me in particular, when I first went natural, I thought I was going to be able to grow out these luxurious curls that would never frizz up, that would just look so pristine and cute and just model picture perfect, and that is not the case. There are some hair typing applications that you can download. There are some websites that you can go to check out your hair type. Me, for one, I do not know my hair type. Okay, I have never known my hair type, and that's only because I found that the more I tried to figure out my hair type, the more I lost track of what my hair was telling me, and the more frustrated I got. So I decided that I was not going to fall into the hair typing craze, because it just does not work for me. I am better off trying a product, and if it does not work, okay, it doesn't work. I will, try something else. Another great thing with hair typing or accepting your hair type is to find your hair twin. There are a lot of natural hair YouTubers on here, so it's always good to find someone who has hair like you. So you definitely don't want to look at tutorials for someone who has wavy, loose curl hair if your hair is tight and frizzy or tight and coarse, because you're not going to get the same results. You're going to get a totally different outcome. So definitely accept your type, and if you can, find your hair twin. Those are some great tips that I think will definitely help you on your journey, especially if you're starting. And I can't stress enough, please be patient. You have to be patient with your hair. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to just come out of your head all of a sudden, the way you want. You have to learn what works for you. And I think the most important thing about being natural is accepting your hair and just accepting its beauty, and learning your hair along the way. And you will find that you will be so much happier when you do that. So with that being said, I am going to actually do one of my wig reviews. So this one right here is Equal Clary. So if you want to see the review on this one, please stay tuned, and I will be back. Bye.